Cool.
1 like.
We already have 1 like somehow.
Awesome. Welcome in. Hello,
Hey,
hello.
someone's here.
Hi.
2 people. Dang. Yeah, we literally didn't even plan a time for this live stream.
Yeah, no, we legit just said we're gonna do a live stream tomorrow, but I don't know what time. We have things to do.
Oh, cool. That's Armad. Oh my god, I'm so glad you're here. I was just thinking about you, like, oh, I hope that Armad is gonna be able to, like, make it at this random time, but that's awesome.
Hello, goblins.
Oh, jumps to 29. Wow, welcome everyone.
Welcome in, welcome in. Hello. Alright, I'm gonna open up our live stream on my phone, so if I'm looking down, that's why. This is Axel.
And this is Chernobyl.
And we're just chilling today. We'll take some questions and try and answer whatever we can. Otherwise, if you guys have a topic you guys want us to cover, let us know and we'll talk about it here.
Someone I've been waiting for 7 hours. Oh my god. That's beautiful.
Well, thank you so much for waiting and thank you for joining us here today. Exciting news, guys. We do have tiers on our Patreon now. So if you guys want some perks, you would be able to go ahead and sign on to a tier, and it'll be great. Somebody says thanks for the mugwort suggestion.
Totally. Yeah, that stuff is a really good alternative if other substances are a little too extreme. That one's pretty mild and can be pretty helpful, especially when it comes to like weird dreams. Absolutely.
Somebody said, do you all sew as well as knit? Yes.
Yeah, we do.
We have put out masks in the past. I wanted to be the same height as you.
Yeah, it's weird being shorter. Yeah, I'm not used to that. Like, in the inner world, I'm like a dragon. So being in a 5'8" human body is really strange sometimes. Hey.
But yeah, so we have Patreon set up for tiers. Let me go ahead and just swipe it. Can I swipe it to the side? Can I can't disappear chat. Okay. I was just gonna disappear chat so we could read it on our phone, but it doesn't look like we can do that. But yeah, hello. This is Axel and Chernobyl. We're just chilling today. We're just vibing.
Someone asks how tall we are. We're like 5'8"-ish in shoes.
And we're 5'5", so not very tall.
We're about average height. I wish we were taller. Most of us do, but you know, tall boots exist.
Dating advice with d.i.d. Communication, really. That's the main important one.
Yeah, and to be like as clear as you can. Like, for us personally, we started hitting a point where we're like, okay, we're not gonna date unless the person knows about the d.i.d. before they even ask us out, just to be like clear. If things start getting flirty, be like, hey, like, bring it up in conversation casually if you can. That's what we started doing for a while there until we like started dating within the d.i.d. community. And then at that point, you just don't even have to like worry about disclosing it, and then it's communication between alters.
We went ahead and removed you from the mod team. We're sad to see you go, but we understand.
Oh yeah, we get it.
But yeah, so we have Patreon. I know we're talking about quite a bit, but we have Patreon. We have more merch in our shop. So if you guys didn't know that we launched our merch in our shop tab on our YouTube channel, you can go and see that. We haven't launched the new merch onto YouTube yet, but the Stacy trademark stickers, t-shirts, the pickles and knives stickers, and there was one other, I think.
Some mugs. The Gob Squad.
Yeah, hashtag Gob Squad.
And we've got one more in progress, which I kind of want to like sneak peek show you guys because we've been super excited about this one.
Tell us about Stacy. Stacy is our
mutual ex.
Yeah, very manipulative mutual ex. that like to gaslight us, said that she. Yes, Stacy trademark sticker and a shirt. There's actually several shirts. There are multiple different versions of the shirt. It's pretty great.
It's not done yet, but this is the start of it. There is no Ascent Association.
Yeah, but Stacy and us were together a year longer than we were with them. And I don't know, we stayed 6 months longer in the relationship to stay with these beautiful people. And yeah, so she was just a lying manipulator that had no business being around us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, oddly enough, she was kind of the one that started this channel.
Yeah.
And she was kind of doing it more for like, I want to say clout, but I can't remember. I wasn't
Definitely
around for
clout.
That. I was kind of off the grid for a good like 8 years.
Yeah,
I faked my own death.
I think she saw like one of the bigger YouTube channels starting out, like Dissociated, and just said, let's go ahead and start a YouTube channel ourselves. It'll be great. We'll be the top of everyone. And, you know, like...
She had one video on it, and now it's on private.
Yeah. Okay, let me see if there's any other questions.
Oh yeah, someone asked if we're monogamous, and yes.
Yes, definitely.
Yes, we are.
Polyamory is not for us. We don't say that polyamory isn't okay because some people make it work, and that's completely fine. We just don't think we could.
Just for us personally, given our temperaments and such,
we get too jealous.
We're just a very jealous person sometimes.
Okay, let me take a look here. Somebody asked what gaslighting is.
It's kind of like getting someone really riled up and then basically just completely invalidating their feelings, saying like, oh, what's a good example?
Let's see. I don't know. My best example would probably be like going to your loved one and being like, hey, I'm hurting for XYZ, and it being about them, like something they did, and then them blaming it on you. Like, that's the easiest one that I could come up
like
with.
taking no accountability while putting the blame on the other person and then getting upset at them for when they get emotional or have emotional responses in general towards what's being pushed at them. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's see. Someone was asking about struggling with trauma awareness. I didn't catch the full one because it was down.
We'll scroll more, but we have some more questions before that one. You still engaged or married yet? We're getting married next year, October 5th.
Yeah. We're going to upgrade our ring because first off, this is kind of too big for us at this point, and second off, it's already like scratched up. So, yeah, next year in 2021, we'll have like the official wedding and such. That'll give us enough time to plan and hopefully see how the availability of things when you're trying to keep it drama free.
Definitely. Somebody is asking for us to talk about the topic of persecutors and things about that, so I think we could take a pause from questions for just a moment and give a little bit on persecutors.
Okay, like kind of like what they are in general, or what was the question?
It says, I'd like to learn more about persecutor altars. Could you talk more about them?
Oh yeah, something that's really interesting that people usually forget about persecutor altars is that most of them are also trauma holders. And they are kind of trying to, I guess, express their pain in the only ways that they can really figure out how to do. And generally that's very non-beneficial ways to the collective. And after a while, like sometimes persecutors can tire themselves out if you like allow them to front and kind of try to guide them towards non-destructive manners of expression. And then it'll kind of be revealed like, oh yeah, I was actually just really hurting and I needed to express myself. And then they can kind of like process what they're going through and can sometimes turn into like protectors, like
Mm-hmm.
protector persecutors, or just full on protectors.
Like Ashley in our system.
Yeah.
Yeah. One tip we have for like creating a better relationship between you and persecutors are don't lock them up.
Mm.
Like make sure they have time to front in a safe environment and they can like take out their, I don't know, anguish on like art or something of the matter. Have them break a bowl or like tear something up, you know, like give them something to be destructive with that isn't going to negatively impact you. Um,
Hmm. Yeah, like we had a bowl that we were obviously not using and just wanted to get rid of, and we were having a really bad day. And so to like get rid of that, we went down to the dumpster ring and like smashed a bowl into the dumpster, and like, you know, you just chuck it in the dumpster really hard and it breaks, and that's really nice. It helps to express the anger.
yes. Or if you have a vehicle, you can go into the vehicle and let them scream until they feel better.
Or play loud music and, like, you know, go to a 7-Eleven and pick up an energy drink.
But yeah, so persecutors are just fairly misunderstood. Some of them
Mm.
can be violent, and I understand wanting to hold those ones in, but it can get progressively worse if you do
Mm.
keep your altars like locked down. Um, like I said, create a safe environment for them to front in and be able to go ahead and take out their anger or whatever is bothering them, um, just so that way they have an outlet.
Yeah, like if you have like a punching bag within your resources, that's definitely a good one too. That's honestly where some of our knuckle scars came from.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when COVID is not going on, the gym is also a good option to let them run out their energy. Um, Somebody says there's likes to throw things a lot and listen to angry music, and I mean that's valid as long as you guys are safe and you guys are staying safe.
Reacclimation. Ah, I thought that said reclamation for a second, and I was like, different stream for that one.
Let's see. We'll make another video about persecutors. I think we already have one.
Yeah, we do, but it's pretty old. Like, it could be updated.
Yeah, but if
But
you
it's still
guys
some
are
good
wanting
stuff.
something in the meantime, we do have a Persecutor video. All right, let me see. Are you both boys? Pronouns for me is he, him.
Mm-hmm. Same.
Yeah, it varies from altar to altar. So, does your rose tattoo have any meaning? Yes. It's about hardship and the different different chapters of life. It's actually going to be probably a $5,000 tattoo to go all the way across our back, around our navel, and down our left leg, probably circling our ankle. And it's going to turn into like ivy for transformation. So, yeah, it does have a meaning. It's actually very deep, and I'm not going to get too much into it, but that's pretty much the biggest one. Let's see. How does d.i.d. affect driving? Um, you can answer that one first if you want.
Okay, so some people with d.i.d. do drive and other people don't. Some people's dissociation is more severe, and if it's like the kind of blackout stuff, that can make driving more dangerous. But with us, we have like a high level of communication and good co-consciousness, so we switch behind the wheel very, very often. Honestly, it's one of the easiest places for us to switch because, you know, it's isolated and you can control the music. And honestly, our car is our safe space, but that is not the case for most people with d.i.d. Honestly, we're kind of an oddball in that department. But some people do not drive because they're worried about switching, and alters that do not know how to drive. Like, we have a couple that can't drive. Like, Hollow can't drive. Hollow is legally blind. Hollow cannot drive. So like if an altar that can't drive is out, then usually we like tell them if they're around, or if no one else is around, then the protectors that are usually closest to those altars can kind of get co-conscious enough or switch to just drive if necessary.
Mm-hmm. And for us, we don't typically switch too much behind the wheel, but if we do, they get co-conscious first and see what's going on before switching out. So it's definitely a safe switch. We've had switches happen in the past where people don't know where we're going, but they know how to drive. So when they come out in a vehicle, it's not that big of a surprise, and they can just continue going straight until they figure out where we're going. We are currently teaching one of our alters to drive. His name is Cassie, and he is very like he reminds us of when we first started driving, like the adrenaline, like the nervousness of, oh God, am I in the lane all the way? And it's really funny to watch that happen all over again. It's like relearning how to drive. Um, so for us at least, you know, driving is no problem. Both of us do.
I forgot about our inanimate object altars and how they drive. So yes, if y'all haven't heard yet, the ghost train is an altar, and it can front, and it has fronted multiple times at this point, and it's been almost exclusively behind the wheel. Like when that thing is out, our arms kind of lock up, and like, but you know, like with enough slack that in case we needed to like take action for evasive driving, we could. And yeah, it can drive very steadily, and it just drives really well. Like I think it does at least.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it drives better than like the human altars because it is a train. And then we had that one robot altar that was like a safety robot altar that took us home using only cardinal directions, no map. We were about 45 minutes, I think like 45, half an hour away from the house. And it got us home from a completely unknown location back home. No map.
Yeah, so driving for us isn't bad, but other systems do struggle with it because they do have switches that they can't control, and sometimes switching can be like can appear in the way of convulsions, and that's not safe. So
Mm-hmm.
we completely understand those who can't drive, but we can. So for us, it doesn't really affect us too much.
Mm-hmm.
Drama Free live stream talks about Stacy trademark.
That's old drama. That's from a few years ago, so I'm not certain if that counts.
No, that is old trauma. That's the joke on our channel is Stacy trademark because we didn't never really wanted to say her name, and I feel like we've said her name a couple of times, but she's changed her name so many times since we've broken up. So even if you wanted to find her, you probably couldn't.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, already did that one. Can you offer any advice to new alters struggling with trauma awareness?
Like new alters that come into the system and then are like aware of the trauma. That's a pretty rough one.
Mm-hmm.
Like try to help them gradually learn if you can, and like help them practice self-care, like inner world too. Like if they're having a rough time and there are any other alters that can help them, then that's definitely a good idea. Like try to help them process the trauma just as you would help like another person out here process their trauma. Make sure that they're doing okay and can like talk about it if they
Mm-hmm.
need to.
That's about what I would say too. So I think that pretty well covers it for right now. Is that a pan sticker on the box? That just says hope. I know it's hard to see from right there, but it just says hope.
It's like blue and red and yellow, so it almost looks like the pan colors. We have another one that is the pan colors, but it's just not in sight right now. I forget where it is.
All right, let's see. Right. Another persecutor question. We already covered that one though, so let's see.
I'm just wondering if there's like comments like screaming about how I was eating the string cheese earlier.
Yeah, there was. There was.
Excellent.
Let's see.
just
How
gotta-
dare you bite into the string cheese?
And I'll do it again. I have another one. Yeah, we just really have not eaten much today.
Yeah.
Practice self-care. Try to consume things, even if it's eating the string cheese like an absolute creature.
Somebody's asking about tips on making friends. That only one of their alters lets them make friends, and it's really tough. I'd say d.i.d. support groups, honestly, because there are other people that understand exactly what you're going through. Maybe not the exact thing you're going through, but they can definitely relate. And even on like ours, our d.i.d. safe haven, we have singlets there that are just there to support and learn. So yeah, definitely d.i.d. groups, just because it seems like they're a little bit safer.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't know. Do you have any other tips?
You could try to communicate with that one altar and ask kind of like why exactly they're having problems with these people. Like, what about this person is like setting you off? Like, if you can find people that are like, you know, that altar is okay with, then you could kind of like see like, okay. I'm not used to having this dexterity of thumbs. Like, this is weird to me. Like, at least fine little motor skills. It's weird.
Have you ever heard of a Prosecutor? Prosecutor being the host of Persecutor.
We've heard it being said as prosecutor before, but I think that's like a law term. Yeah, prosecutor or
Prosecutor is like the person that is prosecuting the suspect. Like it's like a lawyer term.
Yeah, I've heard that used with persecutor almost interchangeably, but yeah, that's definitely a possibility. We'd almost add / persecutor to Devin's system role. We were honestly considering about that, like technicality wise. Would you qualify as like also a persecutor? Possibly. But that's definitely a thing. We've seen quite a few systems. One of our friends actually had a persecutor as their host for a while there, and it just worked fine. Like they're really cool, and it seemed to work for like the situation that they were currently in. So if the persecutor is okay with that, and they can just like handle being the host and like host functions, and I don't see anything wrong with that at all.
Got some warm colors going on here now. I had to change the light. Do certain altars hate physical contact? Yes. In their system, there's a lot. I know that, but in our system, Pine will only like even hug Xavier. Like that's Pine is a conspiracy theorist and doesn't like physical contact at all, but we'll make an exception for Xavier.
Xavier over in our system, he's actually the core. Like, we're gonna make a whole video about what like host core original means to us, but Xavier is our core. And he's also pretty iffy about physical contact, but we'll make exceptions for Pine. Because he was all just like, oh god, I really need a hug, but I am not touching anyone else.
But yeah, there's lots of alters between two systems. Okay.
Trauma holders definitely being one of them.
Yeah, what happens if Hollow becomes active while another alter is driving? Is he able to pull to the side, or would that be a life or death scenario?
Oh, that's happened before, and it's like the eyes kind of just start unfocusing because for him, he can't make the eyes focus unless he's like holding a phone like right here or like a notebook or something, and even then, sometimes it's a hit or miss. But if he is, it's usually kind of a co-consciousness, and then he can pull back inside if like that happens. Like the eyes just start kind of like unfocusing, and we're just like, no, not right now. Nope, we're driving. This is not the hour. And then yeah, he's really self-aware, so he just like goes back in until we're like, not driving.
Okay, now to the question of what are your guys' views on reclamation of altars? Reacclimation of altars. Reacclimation.
It's difficult. It is difficult. I've been having to reacclimate myself, and like, the last thing I really remember is about 2014.
Big oof.
Very big oof. And yeah, it's kind of like you have to take things step by step. You can't like dive straight into current events or you're gonna like flip out. Like you only like expose yourself to social media bit by bit, like as you can handle it, because it's a lot. It feels like coming out of like a coma for like years, and then it's like, oh surprise, phones are these tiny flat rectangles now also that are touchscreen.
For us, it's mostly just Splinter. A lot of the other altars have acclimated just fine, but just Splinter. Splinter was in a jail underground in our inner world, and came out and was like trying new foods and just like being really interested in what was going on. And even now with everything happening, feels like we're in prison. um, and so he's been like, I need out, and hasn't been able to go out and run around. But we'll get there. We're probably gonna go on a hike in Washington, like run ourselves out, and then go home. Things are tough.
Indeed. There's been a lot of altars coming out of dormancy in this times because the brain's all like, oh yeah, since there's not really a lot that we're doing, and also like there's still stress that's very reminiscent of the trauma, let's go dig around in the depths and see what we can find to apply to these situations nowadays. And so we've been having a bunch of altars just all the time out of dormancy. I don't think we've had one new split, one new altar kind of come out, and that was an introject.
We've
Oh
had like
boy.
3 or 4. Thank you all for the love to Splinter. He appreciates it. He's kind of like, you're talking about me. So you might be able to see him in this stream. Who knows? We'll see. Splinter has a trachea injury on the inner world, so he sounds very like hoarse out here and kind of soft talking and very strained. But everyone is saying that he's such a sweetheart, so he says thank you. Let's see. Do you have any advice for someone that has been using unhealthy coping mechanisms? What coping techniques do you use when you're in a dark space?
Oh, do you mean me?
Not sponsored.
Please sponsor us, Monster. We've had so many of these energy drinks in our live streams. Oh my god. But what was the question again?
Any tips for people trying to get rid of unhealthy coping mechanisms?
Try to add healthy coping mechanisms alongside your current coping mechanisms, and then after a while you can kind of lean towards those as you can, and kind of like try to wean off of the bad ones and towards the better ones.
Yeah. Is Splinter no, Splinter is not an interject from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Splinter is called Splinter because he is a splinter of our system, and there's more to that, but it's definitely something that we're still discovering, so we don't really want to touch on it too much. But let's see. If you want to know more about Hollow, check out I think there's a blue box video. Isn't there a blue box video?
Yeah,
Like,
people asking more about him.
Yeah.
Like what?
Somebody just said, "Can you say more about Hollow? I haven't heard of them before."
Oh, he's one of our major trauma holders, but I'll just leave it at that for the moment.
Yeah. So I would just go back and look at some of our videos with Hollow in them. Let's see. I'm going to scroll down quite a bit because we have so many comments. Thank you guys so much, by the way.
Hollow's intro is in Alter Intros number 2, the second video. Yeah.
Just people talking about how great Splinter was.
Yeah, during the mask stream.
Mm-hmm.
That was cool.
Yeah, Splinter was very out of it because it was his first time fronting ever, and he was just so confused on what was going on.
It's really interesting. Earlier today, we got a comment on one of our past videos saying something like, oh, how can an alter, like, how does someone know if another alter does or doesn't know a detail? And it's like, right now I'm getting information pushed into my head and it hurts right about here. I literally have a headache because people are pushing information at me because I didn't know it. Like, you kind of can just feel that. And sometimes if you haven't been fronting, you just don't know things because you haven't been paying attention and we're trying to lay low for 6 years. And sometimes it'd be like that.
Okay, let's see. Can you have d.i.d. without an inner world?
I mean, we started out with like kind of a black nebulous space.
We started out with the void. That's what we called it. You know, alters just chilled out in there until it was their time to front. They didn't really do anything. But as we grew up and developed, we kind of gained an inner world. And yeah, getting access to that was really hard for Max because it kind of felt like Max's being was being ripped out of the skin. So that was hard for Max to get inner world. It took at least 3 years.
And Devin still has not been able to get inner world because he's been locked into the body as the default for a good probably like 20 years.
Do you know who the original host was in each of your systems? No.
It doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah,
Ours
no.
does not exist anymore. What was the original host is now Devin, Xavier, and Parsifal. There is no original personality of our system. And, like, yeah, that was a real... I shouldn't curse. Whatever. It was a real mind fuck.
Yeah, ours is kind of structured the same way, but I think it's 4. 2 men and 2 women, which is kind of hilarious, but we'll get into gender on a different video.
Oh god, we still have to like finish that script for that one transgender video. That'll be fun.
Yeah, definitely. Somebody is asking if they can draw Hollow and send it to you.
Absolutely. We love like any drawings that you guys make. Like we save them and put them up in places, and it's awesome. Like
we have a lot of them strewn about.
Yeah, we've got like a couple of the things that people sent on like Hollow's shelf. Someone sent him like a couple blue drawings, and those are pinned up.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you guys real quick, take a break from questions and give you guys a preview of our Teespring stuff. So let me take a look here. Teespring. Okay. Let's see. Listings.
Oh, that turned out really well.
Yeah, it did.
Nice.
It won't let me zoom in, so I'm sorry, guys. Let me turn down the brightness a little bit. Okay, cool. Okay, this is our pickle and knives sticker.
Yeah, we drew that.
Yeah, we got that going on, so that's on our Teespring. Let's see, I'm gonna show you guys the Stacy trademark shirts because they're pretty hilarious.
It started getting memey.
We got a, oh god, it's white, so it's, I'm gonna turn down the brightness even further. So we got a Stacy trademark tank top. Let's see. We have this glorious shirt that has hashtag Gob Squad, Acrylic and Aether, and then both of the Stacy trademarks. And then the back is our logo. Yeah, and they just kind of get weirder as you scroll through the shirts.
We wanted it to be similar to what we do with the Stacy trademarks in our videos, with them just being randomly around.
And then the pink Stacy trademark sticker.
Available in pink or green.
Yes. And then we have... We couldn't put this on a t-shirt because it was a little too weird to put on a t-shirt. It didn't blow up correctly, but we have the Gob Squad stickers. So, yeah, those are available in our shop now. If you go over to our store tab, you can go onto the website.
Yeah, it's on the website. Those new ones aren't on the tab. I checked before the stream, and they don't show up on the tab, but in the like store link, it should be there.
Yeah, they haven't updated onto YouTube, so we weren't able to put it in the tab yet. But if you click on them and go to the store, you can see them. Also, we do have our, for those of you who just joining us, we went from like 20 people viewing, and now we're at 128. So I feel like saying that our Patreon is now set up is a good thing for tiers. We now have tiers on our Patreon. We have level 1 goblin, level 2 goblin, level 3 goblin, level 4 goblin, and I think was the last one, legendary goblin. Those are our tiers, and there are different bonuses for being a patron. Like if you're a level 2 goblin, you get a shout out, and you also get, where's the link to the store? It's in our store tab. If you go onto our regular channel and then click over, it's by the community tab.
Yeah, like that bar, like when you go to our channel on like the app or desktop or whatever, you got like, videos, playlists, community, and then there's a new one that says store, and that's where that is. Like that's pretty recent to YouTube, and it's really awesome because you can just have your merch like right there, and people don't have to struggle with like, putting the links places. You can just go right to the channel.
Yeah. So that's a thing. And then for our Patreon, you can be pen pals with us. We'll ask you for your address, a little bit about you. That's a level 2 goblin. That's for $10 a month. And I think level 3 is like live stream, a personal live stream, and private video. And there's a couple other things that we have in there. So you can check out our Patreon to see what tier you'd like to sign up for, if you would like to sign up for one. We roll out the letters and such on the first of the month, and then we'll reply as letters. I'm sending them out tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I had no idea.
We only have one person who has let us know, like contacted us about that particular perk. So it's only one letter to write. But we'll just send that out tomorrow, and it'll be great. But yeah. Your Patreon link in the YouTube channel description takes you to an error page. We've possibly changed it, so let me take a look here. Patreon. Options. It is also in our community tab. We did post a whole long spiel. If you guys still wanted to just donate 1 month, you can go through PayPal, and that'll be good. And you'll still get the same perks. It would just be contacting us through PayPal. Are you okay?
I've just got some interesting people co-conscious with me right now. We were talking about trauma holders, and our brain has been like cycling like through trauma holder after trauma holder during the night. So we haven't really been sleeping really because our panic attacks sometimes look like we're just asleep. But yeah, I don't know who's co-conscious with me, but they're kind of anxious.
Okay, let's see.
Kind of anxious, I say, toning it down extremely.
I'm trying to see how I can share this. I forgot how to copy the link. Promote. Embedded button, I guess. That should work. Select all. Copy. Let's see if this works. I don't think it will. Maybe.
Snap. I think it's nobody that's co-conscious with me.
Oh.
So, nobody is basically hollow, but reverse. Also a trauma holder, but doesn't speak in the third person, but also has a really like important name. Like say like you guys have heard us say this phrase quite a few times, like nobody knows blank. Like in our video about the inner world, like nobody knows what the ghost train does. Nobody knows what's in that forest. Nobody knows what's in that house. Nobody knows why this person does this thing. And recent discovery is we have an altar named Nobody who knows everything that everyone else doesn't know. And it's a lot. It is a lot that is known, apparently. Someone's like, oh, wow. Someone says, how? So, it's basically like all the memories were kind of pushed away from the main altars and onto this altar because these memories were too much for someone to handle and live like a day-to-day normal life as a high school slash college student. So they had to be locked up really deep until we were like actually away from our family and could be in our own environment that we can control and like actually be able to process things without the interference from abusers.
Oops, sorry.
That's why d.i.d is super covert sometimes, is literally because of that. Altars are hiding until the abusers are gone, and then they're like, oh, okay, now I can be an altar and just like vibe out in the body without having to like pretend to be the host during childhood. And that's why sometimes d.i.d shows up later, but it has been there the whole time. Oh, someone's asking if we're both FTM. We're FTM and they're like FTN.
Yeah, yeah, we're non-binary, so okay, let's see.
FTN. I think that's like a known acronym. I can't remember.
I think so. Okay, there's our Patreon link if you guys were wanting that. I'm sorry, that took me way too long to figure out.
Links sometimes.
But yeah, so on the post that we were doing for Patreon, we were saying that if you guys didn't want to subscribe to Patreon but would rather just donate, you could still donate at the tier price and you'd be able to get those perks. At least for 1 month. So like if you sent us $10 in Patreon, we'd send you a letter for the month, and then if you wanted to do that in the future, we would also do that as well.
So it's not like a permanent subscription.
Yeah.
It can be like a one-time thing.
We wanted to give you guys options. That's in our community tab if you wanted to review the post that we did.
I don't know whether or not to let this switch happen or if I should just keep fighting it.
I mean, we're real here on this channel.
Everyone loves Hollow. People would like Nobody.
Yeah?
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll just see what happens. I'll just be like, okay, you can switch, and I'll see if he'll do it. Because sometimes with altars, don't fight. Sometimes with altars, you can be like, okay, you can front now. And it's like letting a cat out. They'll kind of just sit there and be like, do I want to front? Maybe. I could front or I could stay in. I don't know. And it's been like that for quite a few switches with us recently.
What's the difference between brain fog and dissociation? Specifically, depersonalization, derealization.
dissociation can affect like not just your brain. Like right now, I can't really feel this hand too much, and my face is kind of like. And brain fog would be more so like confusing cognition and stuff, and like unclear thoughts, which can accompany dissociation.
Says as dissociating.
Heavily dissociating. Yeah, it's really interesting with nobody. When he switches out, the body kind of defaults to like kind of like a kneeled position, hunched over with our hands like this. And then he kind of has to like gradually kind of wake the muscles back up. So it's an experience when he switches, it's a process. And yeah, apparently our trauma episodes can kind of look scary sometimes. So yeah, I wanted to give like a heads up before, like kind of like a crash course on what nobody's like before I let him out.
Yeah, definitely.
What were you gonna say?
Oh, I was just looking at the comments. How many altars do we both have? Between the two systems, I feel like it's upwards of 300 at this point. I'm not sure.
Our last head count was like 200 something. It's a lot. We've been discovering a lot. And it is difficult to keep track of because like it's groups of fragments, and you know, we've had like one integration of those fragments that resulted in like a fully formed altar named Felix. I don't know if you guys have seen them on our Instagram, but they're pretty cool. Uh, but yeah, old altars and then sort of a new altar. It's a lot. Definitely structures in the inner world too being rediscovered. I tried to put my hands down, it didn't work.
It's fine. Just do your thing. It's fine. We're getting Splinter around anyway.
Oh my, a message held for review.
Oh, it's just because it has a swear word in it.
Oh yeah, that's Gucci.
Yeah, you good.
Swear words aren't like things that will keep us from approving your comments. We say bad words all the time.
K-pop, you are amazing. We're slowly getting them out. Don't worry. It's gonna take a moment, but
yeah, now you have some really interesting examples of switches on camera. Oh man, yeah.
Stream is drama free. Don't try to start drama. We're on a drama free live stream, guys.
Yeah, this is a drama free one. We may do something about drama, like mentioning it in a future video, but like
we're gonna let it die down first.
This is like a not drama time, like an escape. That's the word. I want to say oasis, but I don't know. I feel like that's too fancy of a word. And that's a little bit extreme to describe ourselves as such.
Somebody says they love this stream. It's so cozy.
I'm glad. We also like recently rearranged our room, so we have a little bit of a different filming corner now, hence our like, you know, dresser and closet door, which is like totally not there in our last stream.
Just finishing our switch. There's a spider on the ceiling. A boy.
A boy. You know, spiders are seen in, you know, like our religion as signs of, you know, good fortune and sometimes wisdom. So we can't kill spiders. One of our littles will absolutely flip out if we try to do that. So we have to do the cup with the piece of paper and like this one's just vibing.
Yeah, he's just chilling.
So I think we'll just leave him.
We let Mage eat the spider sometimes.
If they get on the floor, we're like, Mage, get the bug.
Yeah.
And she runs. Someone says, "How are the fur babies?" I'm gonna grab Mage.
Yeah, do it.
Plus, I also need to get like a hat because nobody also is a hat wearing type. There's Thick Boy.
All right, guys, this is Splinter.
Snort. He's like, "Oh, you woke me up."
Yeah.
Thick Boy.
Thick Boy. We are going to have shirts with our cats on them. This is a definite thing. Hello, guys. Hello. Oh, wow, so much love. So much love. K-pop, are you okay? I heard you fell over.
Oh, on second thought, legs may not be functional, so I'll just grab that hat.
Yeah, there was hat around.
I see it.
There's one over there too. It's a gray one.
No, I see the white gold one. It's in the box.
Okay. Hello, K-pop. How are you? You've been fanning over me for quite some time, so I thought I'd pop out and say hello, and then I heard you fell, and I am sorry. I'm sorry that you fell, but I'm happy that we have some fans here, so. Mage is the big black cat. Do you have any way we can talk? I guess you could message us on Instagram. We also have our Facebook page, Acrylic and Amalgam. That's usually linked in our descriptions. Let's see. Will it what soon? Will it up soon or later? We upload all our videos. Yeah, you can sign up on Patreon to become a pen pal with me. I'll write to you. Let's see. I'm very sorry that I'm not reading all the questions. I'm just coming out and getting caught up with everything going on. Mage is huge. She is a big, giant, raccoon-sized cat.
She was asleep on the floor. But yeah, she is about as tall as Thick Boy and longer than him. And she's super cuddly usually.
Yeah, so if you guys wanted to talk to specific alters in letters, I mean, Patreon is the way to do it. Usually we don't respond to our fan mail just because we get quite a bit of it, to be honest.
Do we?
And yeah, like every month it seems we get like 10 or so. But it's harder to respond to like mass, so we figured Patreon with the $10 would be the best way to go about everything. Mage is now under the bed. I'll post the Patreon link again just in case anybody joined. But there is level 1 goblin, level 2 goblin, all the way up to level 4, and then legendary goblin, which I don't expect anybody to get, spend $100 a month on us. Yeah. But we will have fur baby merch soon, so it'll be good. Let's see. Advice on living independently with d.i.d. Making a schedule and putting it on the wall where everyone can see it. If it doesn't get followed, it's not that big of a deal. We broke K-pop, that's funny. Don't die, please. I would hate for a fan to die because they were fangirling too hard. What was I saying? Oh, independently. Yeah, a schedule. If it's not followed to a T, it's not that big of a deal, but as long as anybody in your system could see it, that would be good. You're not shadow banned. If you mention like swear words or anything, we have turned on the inappropriate comment blocker, but we can definitely review that. Nobody's fronting now, so he just needs he just needs a minute to be here. Everything's all right. Let's see. Aether is okay. I promise. They're all right. We're not talking about drama on this channel, guys. None of the drama that's happening in the community, none of the drama that's happening in the US right now. We're not talking about any of it. This is a chill live stream. Maybe we can talk about that in a later video, but we're not going to talk about that here today. Yeah, okay. I'm glad that you made it and were able to interact with us. Like, welcome to our live stream. Does anyone know how to cook? Yes, we may do a cooking live stream in the future because that sounds fun. Let's see. Awesome videos. Addressing drama. Nobody stay calm. We love you. And we are patient. Everyone's just saying welcome. Welcome and take your time.
Someone likes the hat.
Yeah.
Parsifal made the hat. We couldn't find any that were this color, so we made one.
It's not Nova fronting, it's nobody fronting.
Nova wears red. My colors are white and gold. Like the opposite of hollows. People have been making jokes about the dress from 2015 because it's the same color schemes. Me and nobody are the dress. We're gonna make a drawing for Instagram like that.
Let's see. Have you guys on the background while we study. I'm glad we could be a source of calm while you guys study. How are we doing? I am very feeling cooped up. I feel like I need to run. I feel like I need out of this apartment. I need to leave because I feel like I'm still in jail or back in jail. And yes, it's more roomy in the apartment, but I feel trapped.
Sick boy.
So for me, I need to get out, and yeah.
I'm getting used to being able to move and speak. It's strange to have to move because I have to wake the body up when I switch out because I'm used to only fronting when we're supposed to be asleep, so my mannerisms default to be asleep basically when I'm fronting, but now I don't have to do that. So yeah, thick boy noises. He's rolling around on the floor. Thick boy. We have all 3 cats in the room right now.
I'm reading your guys' comments. Let's see.
Oh, we need a haircut.
I'll give you a trim. Don't worry about it.
It's getting fried, but we can bleach it again now.
Yes, we are still working from home. It is scheduled for September to go back in office, or even as late as January. September is just the earliest that they're talking about going back in office. But we're going to try to opt to stay working from home because I feel like we're more productive and can actually um, show up to work when we need to rather than being late maybe 15 minutes. So we wouldn't need any accommodations for working from home, which we're going to attempt to continue. Let's see. How do you guys have a close connection with your therapist during pandemic and get medication? Telehealth is a big thing. Any FaceTime or anything like that. That's pretty much how we've been communicating with doctors and therapists and everything. Let's see. We're getting a lot of comments saying that we helped you guys and that we've been a big inspiration, and we just want to say we're very happy that we're able to do that. That's what our nobody's getting some stuff from the bed.
Trying to find the other phone for my face claim.
Oh yeah, he's trying to find another phone. But what was I saying? But yeah, so thank you guys so much for being supportive of us, and we're very glad that we're able to help you guys, especially right now with everything going on. It's a lot of crazy, and we're happy to be the people that don't talk about the drama, and we're aware of it. We're aware of everything that's going on, but we try to stay out of it just for that mental health of us and our fans. So thank you guys so much. Are you and Hollow siblings?
Kind of. Kind of. We're tied to each other. Not really family wise, but definitely connected.
How did I experience jail?
What? Can we steal that for Instagram?
Yeah.
The picture's just on Instagram.
There you go. For me, it was about 9,000 years of being in prison. And I got my trachea injury while I was in prison in system. But let's see. It was an interesting experience. It's different than the prisons here. I feel like it's more like humane than the ones here. I don't know. It's definitely more furnished. I feel like I can't really talk about it too much just because there's a lot that actually went on. But yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, so we drew this. I look like that, and I'm trapped on kind of, well, in the belly of a beast. This is basically a cross section when someone tried to cut me out of the beast, but I am stuck basically inside one of those sky mouths, and it looks more like a manta ray.
Somebody's asking if I'm dating anyone in your system. No, I have been out maybe like 5 or 6 times. So no.
Oh, that package of the fabric and the blue Transformers boxes.
Oh yeah, we got the package with all the fabrics and everything. Thank you so much. We are gonna do like a small unboxing video. Most of the stuff we have has already been opened, but we still want to thank everyone that has sent everything. So definitely. Let's see. Somebody was asking if you were okay because you fell on the chair.
Nobody is rude or negative.
Yeah, that's what we
right.
strive. That's what we strive to do, is be not rude or negative.
All right, and my legs don't always work well. They're another thing that's very locked up because of the way I'm sitting on the inside. That's tied to trauma as well. So it's kind of like trying to make the legs stop being trapped in the memories, I guess. Kind of.
How old were you guys when you were diagnosed with d.i.d? I'm very confused singlet right now, who's wondering if I'm actually a singlet or not. For us, we just got diagnosed this year, literally February, so we were 22.
I think we were like 18 or 19, almost 19. Almost 19.
Let's see.
And we just turned 23.
Yeah, we're turning 23 on July 10th, so we're only like a month and a half apart, which is nice. There's not really an age gap. Somebody asked if you got eated.
Got
Eated. Eaten.
maybe. Sort of. Kind of absorbed. Have y'all eaten, drank water? We had cheese steak.
We'll eat after the live stream. We have some plans after the live stream and such, so definitely.
Chernobyl just went grocery shopping right before the stream, so we have lots of groceries in the fridge.
We're the same age. That's awesome.
It's nice. Makes it easy.
Let's see. Oh, there's another question. Planning on sending you something. We were wondering if your P.O. box has been updated. The P.O. box we generally post in the description is the one that you would send things to. We'll also post it on our Patreon in a post for everyone to see. It'll be a public post, so you guys can send us stuff. Yes, we saw the SpaceX launch. We saw the very ending of it. I'm not even really sure what that was about. There's so much crazy going on that it just didn't even really cross our mind.
The Space Force song.
Space Force!
Someone's remembering the Space Force song that someone made on YouTube, and it's funny.
Space Force. Okay, have we met before, you and me? No, we have not. I believe this is the first time that we've been together fronting.
Yes.
I don't know. Let's see. You guys have 23 cats. That's amazing. I hope you take care of them all because those are amazing babies. That would be amazing. Is it normal for one alter to be like skin allergic to someone but nobody else is? Yeah, we have a few. We have a few that are allergic to like oranges and such. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Sorry about the random amount. I can't get it to do anything without the 99. Oh, but I found your channel about 2 weeks ago and I've learned so much. Y'all are amazing. Thank you for all that you do.
Thank you.
Thank you. Like, it's very much appreciated. We're very appreciative of anyone who takes us who takes their time to send us money, even if it's very small. We do appreciate it. You know, we are trying our best to continue on with what we do and post as many videos as possible. So Patreon is going to get that rolling. The more Patreons we have, the more motivated we are to continue doing what we do. Not saying that you have to be a patron and that we aren't going to continue making stuff, but we are, just that it does help with motivation and such. So we do thank you. How do I deal with trauma memories? I would say try to process them as slowly as possible. Really work through them so you're not overwhelmed. Write things down in a journal. You know, what does it make you feel? Those types of things. And try and source which alters are attached to that memory so you can offer them your support. Yeah, nobody's just dissociating. It's okay.
This just happens. When you hold the traumas.
Want to send a super chat but currently cannot afford. Believe me when I say I will send one when I can afford to do so. You're very appreciated. I don't want to say your name wrong. May Crimson, I believe. May Crimson. I believe that's how you pronounce your name. If you do want to donate just one time, like we said, you can do it through PayPal, and we'll more than happily include you in the perks that are on our Patreon. If you can only do it one time, that's completely okay. Do we play Animal Crossing? No, we don't have a Nintendo device to play Animal Crossing on.
We have PS4.
Do you have plans on who will front at the wedding? Absolutely not. That's more than a year away. So fronters will definitely change by that time, and there's no way to like predict exactly who's going to be around and who's our main fronters at the time and what things will happen. So Meiji, close enough though. Don't worry.
OMG, you guys will have the fullest wedding ever.
Somebody's asking if there's anything you can say about the inner world that nobody else can without hurting anyone in the system.
There's a lot on the moon that people haven't seen yet. What was that message? That was my phone.
That was...
That's illegal. We can't pick anybody up right now.
Yeah.
Someone was asking if we could pick someone up, but there's a curfew, so we can't.
Let's see. Thank you for answering my weird new alter being confused AF questions. It generally means the world to me, Natasha. Well, thank you so much for contributing. I mean, what would a live stream be without questions? You guys give us our questions to make content about, so, you know, it's whatever interests you guys. We definitely try to cater to our audience as much as we can, with still staying, like, real enough to be ourselves.
And finding out you have d.i.d. is just always weird questions, because it's weird experiences that don't seem common.
Somebody says it's 5 a.m. here. Goodbye for now. Stay safe. You get some rest if you haven't slept. Like, go sleep. You need your rest.
This will be posted after, so you can just try to remember when you left and pick back up later. Our phone was telling us it's at 20%.
How long have we been together? 4 years in October, system-wise. Relationship-wise, between authors, longer than that, I believe.
I think it's 4 years now.
Yeah, Grace and...
Vicky.
Yeah. Grace and Vicky have been together since around this time. Is it beginning of next month? Like the 7th, I think.
About June.
Yeah, like June 7th or so. So, between alters, it'll be 4 years in June. Yes, we have an Amazon wish list.
Mhm.
Let me see if I can pull that one up. We'll also post links and such in the description.
Yeah, those are usually in the description too, I think.
Let me see. I'll post both of them. We have a 10 and under list, and then we have a regular list. So, options. No. Send list to others. View only. Copy link.
Someone's asking if your larynx will ever heal.
No, I have been like this for probably 5,000 years of my 9,000 in prison. So, yeah. And then we have a 10 and under link, which some things are not 10 and under, but
Close to 10. Cool.
okay, those are both of our links. Those are our, the first one was our regular Amazon wish list, and the second one is our $10 and under wish list. Let's see.
Oh yeah, I know Aetherian. You kind of have to.
Thank you for the sticker.
$5. Thank you.
Let's see.
And a dancing guy.
Yeah, dancing guy. Thank you so much. Do you have any advice on doing work/school as a system, dealing with dissociation, overwhelm, etc.? We haven't been in school for a hot second, so I can't personally give any advice on that. For work, I would just try, like, on your downtime to create a communication link so you can talk to the alters around you, and that way you have some communication while you're at work, and if you start dissociating, possibly another alter could front for you that knows what's going on. See.
You could write down which altars are close to the front, like generally at given times, and then you can see which ones are the best for what you have to do that day, and then you could try to talk to them and see if they're down with being out and helping if you need help, and to see if like they could jump in before alters who try to front and might not be good for that, like maybe a persecutor or someone.
Somebody's asking, let's see, how did we come out to our parents? For us, we just sent a mass message to all of our family and told them what was going on, and our mom never had a reaction. She never she still hasn't talked to us about it. She's talked to us in general, but she still hasn't like brought it up in conversation. We've told her we needed to have a talk about it, and she still hasn't, and we're just like, I guess if you don't want to be a part of our, this part of our life, then whatever, she still loves us and supports us, but it's rough, that being one of the things that is a big part of our life that just hasn't, but our dad has been open to the idea. Surprisingly, he's accepted us and has let us know that it's all right, that it's all right that we're a system, so it's good.
I think we told our mom once we got diagnosed, we were like, I was diagnosed with this. Here's what it means. And we wanted to have the solidity of our diagnosis for our parents. And then we told Dad, and he said, you wouldn't know if you had that disorder, and brushed it away.
Our dad tried to do the same thing, but then we were like, let me explain. And then he got it, so.
Our dad doesn't like to listen.
Yeah. Let's see. There was another one. If I send a super sticker, does that money go to you? Most of it does. YouTube does take out some for their own revenue, but that's just how we get paid on here anyway, so. Oh my god, thank you.
Wow, that's a lot. Thank you. Oh my god.
You guys are amazing, by the way. Interview
Our mom's
with
on the
dad.
channel.
Interview with our dad? Possibly. Oh my god, thank you.
Noodle.
Possibly he does know about the channel, but he hasn't expressed any interest in being on the channel or watching our channel. I think it's for privacy matters. He wants to give us our space, which we appreciate. So possibly. Very possibly.
Yeah, our mom knows, and she's actually in like 2 of our videos. If you go down about probably a year ago. And then our dad, we've mentioned that we have a channel and we talk about it, having a channel and making videos for the channel, but he still hasn't asked really too much in depth on what it is or hasn't showed much interest. And we're glad that he hasn't, because Nova said some things that aren't nice about him on the channel. And we'd rather he didn't see that.
All right, let's see. Holy crap, the 20. I don't know what the 20 is. Maybe it's the $20 super chat.
Maybe.
Let's see. Do you guys play Sims? So would you ever considering making some of your altars in the game? We've already done that quite a few times. Oops. Right now, honestly, we just have a very gay character that we're trying to set up the dream life for, and that's been fun. We haven't played it in a second, so we need to check up on our character and make sure he's okay. But we have done altars, and we have also made like some of our inner world housings, but that's all gotten deleted from switching computers and such around. So
Yeah, we lost all of our progress because the other laptop that we had is like really old.
yeah.
And we don't know where the charging cord is to that. So we've just been thinking more for Minecraft for us, because on the PS4 over there, we started some of the mountains and stuff, and we started building the mountains from the top down because they had to be tall first and then thick. And
then thick.
thick mountains, because there's a lot of things in the mountains. And hopefully once we get enough progress we can show you, but I think the cords are misplaced to the PS4. It's right there. Thick mountains. Any thoughts about some drama?
We are definitely not going to talk about drama on this live stream. Please don't ask. Don't ask about any other systems. Don't ask about the stuff that's going on in the world right now. No d.i.d. drama at all. We are a drama-free live stream today. This is just taking our time, relaxing, talking to you guys, creating a safe space for everyone to feel comfortable and to know that not everyone in the d.i.d. community is falling
and leaving. We're staying.
Yeah, we are. We're definitely staying.
Someone says rejection. Yes. Reject a drama.
Let's see. It's a chill, safe space today. Let's see. Build a house, start from the roof. Good logic. Did you hear about the spaceship launch? Yes, we watched the butt end of it. Let's see. We can also post our PayPal in the comments if you guys want. We don't want to like seem like we're panhandling. We're just seeing you guys saying that you don't want all of the money to go to YouTube. So we're trying to give other options if you do want to donate. So if you guys want to, I can post the PayPal in the link in the comments. Oh my god, it's a cat.
Cat sticker.
Cat boy.
That's cute.
Let me take a look here. Do.
Favorite animals? 69th like. Nice. My favorite animal. It's not really something I ever thought about, ever. I don't see a lot of animals. Maybe the moose. The moose in our inner world.
Moose are good. Let's see. God, there's some weird animals out here that I really like. Mostly like lizards. They're pretty great. They're very interesting. So definitely lizards.
No, we're still fronting. It's the same altars.
Yeah, it's same people, no switches. We've just been kind of calming down, so it's good.
Moose thought it was a giraffe. The moose was a giraffe. They're really big, and in the inner world, they stop people from going too fast by standing in front of their cars, or them if they're flying. They're like speed bumps, but they can't get hurt because they're indestructible.
Bree Harper has joined our Patreon. Thank you so much. We want to give shout outs as they come up, and we'll definitely in our normal videos give shout outs to
Comments.
what? Give shout outs to our Patreon in the future videos, like actually edited videos. So for right now, we'll just give them as they subscribe to Patreon, and yeah. For our inner world, though, I saw somebody asking about our inner world. Our inner world is so far 2 continents. There's what we call the island and then the mainland. We have several tribes on the mainland. Let's see. We have the main house. So on the mainland, we have the main house, which our originals usually are at. Some of them have moved on to other parts of the system. For, let's see.
People are telling us to kiss. Why would we kiss?
Yeah, no, we're not gonna kiss. Like, we're not together. Our systems are together, but we've never met before. No thanks.
You go kiss a stranger.
Yeah, go kiss somebody on the street and then tell us it's cute. Let's see. So we have the main house that is down kind of south, and then the Shadow Tribe is kind of up northwest, and that's the furthest west we've been. We have mountains up in the north with a couple of different tribes scattered about. We have the Empire. Let's see. Just looking around here. But we have the Empire, and then we have the island, which was like, it has a bridge to the island, and then it has kind of like Skyrim-y feelings. Mostly animal, like the dangerous animals, we have hellhounds, nighthawks, and there's one more that's in the water that I don't know the name of because I've been in prison for 9,000 years. So, yeah. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you so much for staying. I was really worried you would leave. I love y'all, and you really make me smile. I enjoy everyone from each system. Thank you.
That's nice.
Yeah, thank you so much.
I'm good. We just go through patterns, and I'm a very big part of a group of trauma holders that fronts in a pattern, one after the other usually, and it's kind of a cycle. There's freezes, and then there's phases of rocking, and then panic, and then nothingness, and then it's random sometimes, but generally those things, not in a specific order, but sometimes in an order.
Somebody's asking why I was in jail. What was my reason? I can't remember. It's so hard to like keep a grasp on exactly why I went to jail.
Someone said something about a mob.
Oh yeah, I was legit in a mob. It was a mob in our world, and it was during one of the great wars that was happening when the mainland was still attached to the island, and there was a bunch of stuff that went down, but that's the basic one. Is I was in a mob. Somebody says they love your shirt and the stripes.
We got it today. It's from Amazon.
Is it ever weird to meet a new alter in each other's systems? I don't think it's ever weird. It's just like meeting somebody that you know is a friend, but you haven't really spoken to them before.
Yeah, pretty much. And thanks for the 99 cents in the hearts. That was the perfect shade of blue. That's cool.
Okay, let me up the brightness on this again so I can take a look here.
Right. It's harder to read. Do anyone in the two systems only come out and see the mess of a room and be like, dang it, I refuse to front in such an unclean room? Yes.
Yeah.
That happens sometimes.
It does. It definitely does. They will catch these hands. Who will catch these hands? Hope no one will hurt you in jail. Oh, okay. I mean, I had a trachea injury from when I was in prison, so am I considered spam? I am confused. Let's see. I don't know. Do you have a comment that was deleted? It's weird to meet a new alter in each other's systems. We've been reading your comments. I don't know what you mean by spam.
There was one that was kind of cool. I wanted to read the rest of it.
Oh, okay.
Something about mythological creatures. Mythological creatures are cool.
Oh yeah, what's your favorite mythological creatures and why? I don't know. I don't know.
The earthworm. It's in our inner world. It controls the tectonic plates. It's about the size of California. And it lives in the magma beneath the Earth's crust.
Let's see.
Someone likes the hat.
Yes.
Parsifal made the hat.
I think my comments are being filtered, but feed goes fast too. We see you, Bree Harper. We do. Comments do go fast.
A big worm.
We try to get to all of them, but sometimes it's not. It won't happen.
Big worm. But it looks kind of like a catfish dragon, if you can imagine that. It's like worm, WYRM. Worm.
Does architect vary in different parts of the inner world? Yes. Yeah. So much. We have some places in our inner world that are like third world, and then others that are completely established like this. So although no, I'm not going to say that. That's drama. Let's see.
So you feel safe even though you never met?
Yeah. Our systems know each other, and it's kind of like a basis for 99% of our alters to know who their systems are.
Yeah, it's like one of the first things that new alters are told is like who they are.
Yeah.
Like when Felix integrated in the shower the other day, we had to give them basic knowledge like we're marrying them, they're good. Here's some flashes of memories of our interactions, enough to kind of get a good like idea of them.
Have you guys ever smoked the dank herb? Or anything like that to try and alter your mind? found myself doing it a lot, and that's not the way I want to go about it. Any advice? Both of us do smoke. We don't do it on camera, and we're not very like big about it. Like we're not trying to push that on anyone because drugs can be triggering, definitely. But both of us do smoke, and it does help. Sometimes it makes dissociation worse, but other times if you get the correct strain and such, it can definitely help.
We have a permit to work in a dispensary, so that's gonna be our next job. And yes, we smoke quite a lot and want to find a strain that can properly help manage with specific symptoms, because some specific ones do help with things, although it's different with every person, because at first it used to make us have like these tremors, and now it does not. Now it helps, and helps to open the mind a little bit more, but that can be dangerous, especially to someone like me who holds so much. So it should be definitely used with caution and in small amounts at first so that you don't get harmed.
You may want to. Okay. You may want to grab the charger.
Yeah.
We can just plug that into our computers, chill. Let's see. Is it weird that alcohol triggers you? No, not at all. Alcohol can definitely be a trigger for even somebody with maybe an alcoholic parent that was abusive when you were younger. That can definitely be a trigger. So you're valid for having that as a trigger. What do we do together for fun? I think arts and crafts, watching movies, going out, hiking, camping, all the interesting stuff that we do. Sometimes we post on Instagram when we do that type of thing. So definitely.
Yes.
Yes. Here, I can just plug this part in to here. Then you can just charge. Sorry for the turbulence, guys. Trying to plug in a charger. Don't allow. There we go. Ooh, don't fall. Okay, guys, bear with us. Yeah. Okay.
With the tape dispenser to weigh down the cord so that it doesn't pull the phone sideways.
Right, let's take a look here.
The way we've had things set up to film is so haphazard, using desk supplies to balance things. You guys have no idea. It's so funny. We should take pictures of our filming setups sometimes, just to show you how weird they are behind the scenes.
Don't allow.
Is it plugged into a computer?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It should charge. It's a newer device, so it should charge. Let's see. Sorry, guys. Hold on. Possible intermission. Is that where?
Keep going.
Okay.
Oh, I guess not. Or it's not showing there. I'd have to exit out of the stream to do that, to see if it is.
Okay, well, let's just be safe and plug it in to our power strip.
Stop giving us the notifications.
There. Should be charging now.
Should be.
Okay, let's see. Which strain would help? That would be so helpful. A bunch of people talking about dank herb. Recently figured out that I have d.i.d, but I know if I tell my mom, she'll think I'm lying. What should I do? I mean, you could tell her and then see what her reaction is. Maybe give her a little bit of information. Say you've been watching a channel or something like that before you drop the bomb on her. We just kind of hid it from our parents for a long time until we finally got our diagnosis. So I don't know. Somebody says they like my hair. Thanks. It's definitely in need of a haircut. Like, we can do that ourselves. We'll do that here soon, and then a re-dye. We're thinking of going black again.
That'd be nice. Someone says I'm so pure.
I'm Splinter. That's nobody. Let's see. Have you ever had Outer World food? If so, favorite worst? I mean, I'm just being introduced to Outer World food. I've had prison food for a long time, which is basically just rice. Enough to keep you going, but not enough to keep you strong. So, let's see. I don't know if I have any favorites yet. I haven't been here long enough.
All I can think of is a least favorite. Starburst. Not going to eat those. Do you know how to get matted fur off a cat?
Conditioner and detangling like with a small brush. Or you can use a clippers to shave it off if it's gotten too bad to the point where cat won't let you brush them.
Are all 3 cats under the bed?
I think so. No, Thick Boy's there.
Boy.
Let's see. Do any of your alters have extreme sleep problems? Because if so, how do they deal with it? Because Ariel won't stop bugging me about it. Ariel is his name, by the way. Yeah. We panic before bed really bad. Melatonin helps, propranolol. Also just listening to we listen to theta waves on YouTube while we sleep, and it really helps to calm the mind down.
A lot of the times when it appears that we're sleeping, we're not sleeping.
Well, your brain is sleeping, but you're not.
Sort of. Part of the brain is sleeping, not all of it's sleeping. It's like a goldfish. Other parts are awake.
Yeah. But if we touched you on the arm, you'd be like, huh? Because you've done that a few times, so it's like an interesting unconsciousness, but not sleep.
Yeah. It's not sleep, it's a state. Similar to like a self-hypnosis state. So sleep isn't necessarily sleep, so we are not very rested most of the time.
Let's see. How do we identify? I identify as a male.
Yeah, male. Me too. Let's see. Someone's moving, and one of their littles is overwhelmed. So, any advice to help soothe him until removed?
Get him excited. I think our littles were a little nervous, but then we started telling them, well, we're going to be in our own place. We're going to be able to do anything we want in our own place. It's a safe space for everyone. Arts and crafts all around if you want them. We'll get you some coloring books, stuffed animals, which we have a ungodly amount of stuffed animals. But yeah, so for us, that's how we calmed our littles down when we were moving.
My presence is comforting. That's cool. I wouldn't think so because I'm always panicking. I would have thought that I would be unsettling, if anything. Like, I don't have eyes. People think that's scary usually, right?
So I think I just joined your Patreon because PayPal is being so slow. Oh wow, yeah, okay.
Oh,
So we got Bree
Patreons.
Harper, Amanda Chappell, and Melissa Lawson. All 3 of you have joined our Patreon during this stream. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We will be rolling out benefits tomorrow. Not all of them, obviously, will be rolled out tomorrow because some of them have to deal with videos and things that take a little bit of time. But at least some of the stuff will be done tomorrow. Definitely.
Yeah, I don't have eyes either, but mine are more scratched out. They're kind of like black and scratched, like someone scribbled them. And then we have another altar named Soren who doesn't have eyes either, but his are more regular. They're just empty sockets, but he stitches them shut because he thinks that empty sockets are more unsettling than stitched shut eyes. Which is more unsettling? No eyes or stitched shut eyes? We can't decide. We could never agree.
Yeah, Whisper in our system is like Hollow's eyes. She's pretty cool. She's very soft spoken.
You just need them glass eyes. Poke the inside of your own eye holes.
Do you ever dream when you sleep? We do. I don't know if they're all dreams. We definitely have memories as dreams sometimes.
Missed that one. Stitched eyes shut.
Do all the altars like the cats? So far, yes. At least in our system.
A few of us get kind of annoyed by the cats sometimes, but nothing like disliking the cats. At first, Nova didn't want them to pay attention to him, but Thick Boy wouldn't stop. Describe Hollow's eyes. They look like they've been burned out. They are blackened on the inside and empty, and on the outside, it's kind of gray around, like a black to grayish around them. There's no eyelids and no actual eyes, but he can still see with panoramic view.
Somebody says, is it possible to be Kokon while somebody is in the body? Yes.
While somebody else in the body is asleep. Yes.
How long will we be live for? I don't know. We will come off when we feel like we've hit a time where we're too tired to talk or way too dissociated, because talking for a long period of time can do that.
Sometimes.
So we'll see. We'll let you know when about 10 minutes before we end the stream. Do you remember your 9,000 years in prison? Most of it I remember. Some of the parts at the beginning are a little foggy, so it's kind of like, do you remember all of your childhood to a neurotypical? No, nobody's going to remember every single little bit. Nobody's even going to remember every single thing that happened last week. So no, I don't remember every little bit of being in prison for 9,000 years, but I do remember quite a bit of it. Stop it.
There's a question asking if I can poke the inside my own eye holes. They're more solid. They're not really empty. Mine aren't empty. They're more solid. The blackness that's on them is the same consistency as the inside of the monster that has the things that hold me down. So, not really. It's just solid once I hit the scratches.
Is there blood dripping?
Oh, from like people's eyes? No. Only sometimes do people have that happen when they're very emotional, and usually it's Corvid. Egg eyes. You ever felt that the cat knew something was different among your various altars? Yes.
Yeah.
And they can tell when we're panicked or dissociating. Mage climbs on people's chests if they're dissociating and flops around.
Yeah, she'll flop and then she'll get comfy and then she'll stand up and readjust and flop and get comfy and just continue and repeat.
Who do you get along with best in your systems?
For me, no one right now. I don't have a lot of friends because I've only recently gotten out of prison. So I don't really know many people in my system.
The people I usually hang around with, well, I guess I have to get along with the trauma circle that I'm in. Confetka, Cosmo, sometimes Hollow. And usually it's those. I feel like I'm forgetting someone else, but yeah, usually those few. Damn, how do you stay sane?
A lot of work.
A lot of work.
Somebody's asking if we are new alters because they don't know either of us. I'm technically a new alter, but not really. I haven't been around in like 8 years.
I've been here since almost the beginning. Recently out of dormancy and allowed to front, kind of. There's more up there, I think. Just one. Yes. It's to shut eye holes. With eyes on hands. We have fictives that are like that, and seers with more than eyes, I guess.
It's not really a question.
That's relatable. How long can you be on autopilot, or is there no limit?
The longest we've been is like 2 days.
Wow.
Yeah. Love the art by Acrylic. Oh, if you guys want to see more of our art, we have something that we're working on currently. See if I can grab it.
Oh, we've been streaming for almost 2 hours.
Yeah. It's almost time. But we'll see. Oh, we'll see what's up. Take a look here. I'm actually working on a d.i.d. piece.
Someone's asking when you will get out of prison.
I'm out of prison. I just talking about my experiences while I was in prison.
And will either of y'all choose to undergo SRS? Yeah.
We're thinking after we have one child, we'll get top surgery, but I don't think bottom surgery is in the table for us.
We're definitely getting top surgery soon. And maybe bottom surgery. We have to talk that through with the rest of the system. And the way that we talk through gender stuff is kind of the same as if we would talk about a new tattoo. Oh, that's reassignment surgeries for sexual reassignment surgeries. And we kind of put the idea out where as many alters can see it as possible. And then we try to feel how the alters are feeling. Like if there's any vibes of no or uncomfortableness, and then if you feel that, then you can say like, who is it? Like what do you dislike about it? And then talk it through. So that's what we do. Because I know someone would ask that right away, how do you decide? And that's how we decide. And that's gonna go into our other video about gender too, because I guess it's important. Melissa, I believe so. I think it went through. That was one of the ones you said, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, let's see. Yeah, you'll be able to see this. So this is one of the art pieces we're working on currently. This is going to go on a t-shirt at some point. It's another d.i.d. artwork piece. It's digital art to make it easier to put on a t-shirt, but
no eyes and silly legs, you poor wreck. Yeah. No eyes, silly legs, most of the trauma being held. Yes, it's a time. There's reasons why I was that deep in the system for so long. Someone thinks my eyes are cool.
Okay. Our computer battery is low, so I can't show too much off, but
Anime eyes, Naruto. Other uses of eyes. Does that help you when you dissociate? What the cat lays on you?
Yeah, the cats definitely help when we dissociate, when they're all physical and everything. How did I make it out of prison? I was released. My sentence was 9,000 years, and I got 9,000 years.
Let's see. Do you have any pets in the inner world? Technically, no.
Some of our altars have like horses, and one has a hellhound, so.
I don't know if anyone really does. Some people used to, but not really. I think they released them. But me, I am inside of the monster. But we have kind of a mutual understanding where neither of us are like fighting against each other. So I wouldn't consider that a pet. Maybe after I'm removed. Baguette.
What is this saying you speak of?
I think someone was complimenting this. We did. No one over here drew that. That we got from a convention.
But if
A
you're
comic
talking
artist.
about that, they did that
We
one.
Liberty mostly did that one. What's in the heart trunk? Oh, that's just clothes.
Yeah, that's just alter clothing.
Favorite animals for each system.
I think we already did that.
I think our overall favorite is like the owl. And how do people with d.i.d. figure out the names of altars? Sometimes altars come with their names. Sometimes a name, if you think about it, is kind of reserved almost, and then a few years later you find an altar with that name.
Somebody asked, did we have a lawyer or what was it? Oh god, did you have a lawyer or were provided one by your system? I don't know what that means. Oh, me. No, there's no lawyers. Yeah, no. You defend yourself.
Someone says, is monster friend? It depends on who, sort of. Sometimes friend.
Okay, back to these ones.
Oh yeah. Nobody. Do you like streaming? Do you think you'll want to do it again? Maybe. It's pretty fun. People are nice so far. Maybe not if it's about drama. That wouldn't be very fun.
I just noticed somebody saying that we have a bad legal system, but no, it's actually very fair. It's different from out here, where you state exactly what happened and what you were going through and what was happening in your head, and people actually listen to you, and then you continue on. And if you did the crime, you get the time, and it depends on if like what you did, if you thought it was justified, and they'll take that into account. So there's a lot more in our law system in our world than ever will be out here.
Ours is really interesting and intuitive. Someone says 9,000 years seems like a harsh sentence. Andre got 100,000 years in our system.
So compared to that, I'm just a baby prison person.
But in reference to how time passes in your inner world, that's probably about maybe the same.
Probably about the same, yeah.
Ours just goes really, really fast on the inner world, or it used to before we actually discovered it itself, like when we had no awareness of it, or if it was still in that black nebulous phase. The time on the inside moved really fast, like decades an hour fast.
Same here. Sorry, somebody is asking if they made the Patreon, and Andy, you made the Patreon, and Charisse early. You also are subscribed. So if you were wondering, yes, you did get subscribed.
Someone says, thank you so much for being so open about certain personal topics. It's important to do that.
It's important to be real, because then other people can relate to what's going on. They know that they're not alone.
Someone says it's okay if it's too personal, but what was the question? Is it up? I don't think so.
That's personal, but maybe you share your journey through Patreon. Be really interested in knowing more about the journey. Oh, do you mean like our diagnosis journey, or like me being in prison, or both of us, or our system stuff? Because like I don't know exactly. We've been talking about so many different things.
Yeah. Maybe.
Oh, people are commenting on our artwork. Thank you guys for supporting our art. We will be putting those on t-shirts as well.
If given the opportunity to make a show about d.i.d, what would the show look like? It'd be an adventure one that would kind of show that d.i.d can make someone strong and be able to protect themselves and their friends. Maybe like a dystopian teen thing. Those are always fun.
Mm-hmm. They said that our SRS surgery or journey. We'll see.
Oh,
We'll see how that goes and how much we feel comfortable about, providing.
we don't like to talk about being trans. We don't. We want people to ignore that about us. We want people to not even know that we're trans because that's dangerous in this day and age. And I know that's controversial, but that's how we feel.
Let's see if given the opportunity. Okay, we already did that. Any tips for a system who have an alter who resembles an abuser? I don't know. I mean, we have a couple, but like not enough that.
I guess you could focus on how they are different from the abuser and
It's okay. Let's see. Yeah, focusing on their differences, getting to know their actual personality, and like how they differ completely. Is it possible for an alter to get d.i.d? Yeah, that's called a subsystem. We have a few of them. Let's see. It's like to leave the inner world. Feels like what it feels like to leave the inner world. That was a question. For us, it kind of feels like a lifting sensation.
yeah, like kind of going up a little bit and then floating.
Okay, I'm just gonna skip past a few because we have quite a few questions that have popped up. So I just want to skip through a few. Said my name right. I thought Ether was male. They are male. Let's see. Past. Did you see space launch today? We've had quite a few ask if we've seen the space launch, and yes, we have. Both man. How can I avoid being unsafe? That makes sense. I don't know, and I'm not gonna touch on that too much.
You could just ask what topics trigger them. You could ask if there's anything that triggers them that you should be aware of, and then just be careful like that. It's super chill, and I'm sure they'd appreciate it. That sweet grounding neck spot.
I hope you don't hide. We're not leaving, and that's the only thing we're gonna say about any YouTubers leaving YouTube. Like we're not leaving. We're staying. That's no drama today.
We'll be staying. Our content might be less smiley because our smiles are a shield in a lot of cases. In a lot of our videos, the way that we smile so much is a way to hide. And after some stuff, it felt like Devin grew up and kind of lost the ability to do that all the time, to be able to hold our face in that tense pattern, that smile that holds the cheekbones and kind of hairline up almost. It was a mask. And I think the mask kind of fell apart after we grew up a little bit more. So now we can be a real person, I guess. That'll be nice.
Somebody's asking if I plead for early release. Must have been some good rice. No. In our system, you do the sentence. You don't get out for good behavior or anything like that. You do your sentence, you do your time, and then you're done, and you go on with your life.
Are we going to do anything for Pride Month?
I don't know. We might. But I feel like there's a lot of stuff going on around that community right now that just isn't safe for us to continuously put out on the internet that we are a part of the community. So maybe not. We'll see though.
Yeah, Pride's not happening this month. Oh man. Maybe. We're not really spokespersons for that because we're so dissociative we can't remember all the words and terms. And the words and terms are really important to that community. They seem to hold on to them very tightly, and it's very valuable to them and very validating. But it's not something that we can remember easily. It's not something that stays in our brain or that we can process well. And it's surrounded by such sharp people. Not sharp as in smart, but sharp as in ready to bite if you slip. And that's very dangerous for us. And so that's why we prefer to educate about d.i.d. It's because that's something that we know the most about out of things that we study. And so that's what we continue to do.
Another question, was I accused or framed? Why would they do that to you? I was in a mob and we did some bad stuff. And so you do the crime, you do the time. So, yeah. Have I ever seen Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? No. And I am not based off of whatever the rat's name is.
The rat.
That's a long sentence. Are you immortal? What's the lifespan typically? We don't really know. Our oldest elders are not disclosing their ages, so I don't know. I don't know what our age limit is, but alters, generally speaking, are immortal. Yeah, alters can't die. All right, well, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. We need to go eat, have some dinner. You guys, you stay safe, you have a good time. If you do want to become a patron, that link will be in the description, along with our PayPal if you just want a 1 month. And also our Teespring, because we have new merch there with the Stacy trademark and hashtag Gob Squad. There's some new shirts. So yeah, thank you all. You guys have a wonderful night. We'll let you guys say goodbye for a minute here. Get your goodbyes out, and we will see you all.
Fresh baguettes. Bye, everyone.
See you guys later.
Thanks for all the good wishes.
Yeah, thank you for coming here, and thank you for anybody who has donated. We love you all. All right. You guys have a good night.
We'll see you in the next video.
Bye.